Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The new star changing the rules of the NBA. Throughout NBA history, there have always been players capable of redrawing the map of the league. Some arrived in a bright flash but quickly faded. Others, step by step, turned their careers into an epic where every action became part of a legend. Today, we are witnessing the birth of a new superstar, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. His path is not just the story of a young talent, but a demonstration of how individual skill and unshakable self-belief can turn an underdog franchise into a formidable force. Shai has become the symbol of a new era for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and proof that in 21st century basketball, it is not only power and athleticism that matter, but also intelligence, tempo control, and the ability to create plays out of nothing. To understand why he has become one of the faces of the NBA today, we need to go back to his roots and follow his journey, from a humble Canadian teenager to a leader setting trends in the league. Chapter 1. Canadian roots and the first steps in basketball. Shai was born in Hamilton, Canada. In a country where hockey is a religion, his choice of basketball seemed almost accidental. But Shai possessed something that set him apart from his peers: extraordinary coordination, long arms, and an unrelenting desire to be the best. During his school years, he was far from a star. His frame was too skinny, his movements sometimes awkward. Scouts barely noticed him. But one thing made him unique: he saw the game differently. His dribbling, his ball control, his ability to wait and strike at the right moment, all of it resembled a seasoned veteran more than a typical high school kid. When he moved to the United States to pursue his career, he had to prove himself every step of the way. He wasn't a top recruit, and few believed he would become a future star. But that skepticism only hardened his character. At Kentucky, under John Calipari, Shai made his breakthrough. There, he didn't just learn the fundamentals of high-level basketball, he became a leader ready to take charge in the NCAA tournament. Chapter 2. First NBA steps from Los Angeles to Oklahoma. The 2018 NBA draft changed everything. The Charlotte Hornets selected Shai with the 11th pick, but he was immediately traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. In California, he quickly showed he belonged. Even as a rookie, his composure and decision-making under pressure impressed veterans. But it was the trade to the Oklahoma City Thunder that became the turning point. In 2019, the franchise moved on from Paul George and Russell Westbrook, and many expected a long rebuild. Yet among the assets received in the George trade was Shai. At the time, he seemed like just a young piece for the future. Today we know he was the cornerstone of a new era. Chapter 3. Breakthrough and rise to leadership. Shai's first seasons in Oklahoma were a test of resilience. The team struggled, but night after night he gained confidence. His numbers grew, his shooting became more consistent, and his dribble moves increasingly deadly. By the 2022-23 season, it was undeniable. Shai had blossomed into a superstar. He entered the NBA's top 5 scorers, averaging over 30 points per game. But more importantly, his style was unique. He wasn't overpowering defenders with raw athleticism like Giannis, he wasn't raining threes like Curry, and he wasn't relying solely on physical dominance like LeBron. His weapon was the art of mid-basketball, finishing in the paint, floaters, euro steps, and mid-range jumpers. Shai revived forgotten elements of the game and proved that in the three-point era, there is still room for a style that blends beauty and efficiency. Chapter 4. The 2024-25 season, climbing the Olympus. By the start of the 2024-25 season, the Thunder were no longer seen as outsiders. With a young core of Shai, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams, they had become one of the most exciting projects in the NBA. Shai elevated his game to new heights, averaging 35 points per game, delivering constant clutch performances, and leading with poise. He emerged as not just an all-star, but a legitimate MVP candidate. He proved he could carry his team through the toughest battles. Chapter 5. The Playoffs, the true test of stars. The real challenge came in the spring. In the 2025 playoffs, the Thunder, for the first time in years, looked ready to compete with the league's elite, and Shai was their ultimate weapon. Time and again, he showed no fear of pressure. In the clutch, when others faltered, he remained calm. His dribbling fakes and one-on-one moves dismantled opposing defenses. For many young stars, the playoffs become a reality check. But Shai was different. Instead of shrinking, he rose to a level where comparisons with the all-time greats began to sound real. Chapter 6. The Secrets of His Game. To understand Shai's uniqueness, you have to dissect his style. First, his pace. Shai never rushes. He's like a conductor dictating the rhythm of the game. He slows down, waits for a defender to make a wrong step, and then punishes instantly. Second, his finishing. Euro steps, side steps, pump fakes, spins. His arsenal is vast and unpredictable. Even elite defenders often find themselves trapped, unable to guess his next move. Finally, his leadership. Shai doesn't shout, doesn't wave his arms, doesn't make a spectacle. His leadership is quiet, but powerful. He leads by example, and the entire team adapts to his calm confidence. Chapter 7. The Future. A new era for the Thunder and the NBA. Today in 2025, one thing is clear. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has become the face of the NBA's new generation. He has redefined what it means to be a superstar. You don't need Curry's three-point arsenal or LeBron's physique. You can succeed with your own style and still conquer the league. With him, the Oklahoma City Thunder are transforming into true contenders, and Shai himself has become an inspiration for thousands of young players worldwide. If you believe in yourself and are willing to work, your style can become the new standard. Conclusion. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's story is not just a basketball biography. It is a tale of how belief, persistence, and uniqueness can overcome any obstacles. He has proven that even in a league dominated by physical freaks and long-range snipers, there is a place for those who can control the game itself. Today, his name is mentioned among the best players on the planet. Tomorrow, it may stand alongside the legends of the NBA. But one thing is already certain: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not just a player. He is a new chapter in basketball history.